Thailand's energy security is getting a massive boost. TIP, the National Exploration and Production Champion, has just unveiled a colossal 1.09 trillion baht investment plan spanning from 2026 to 2030. This isn't just about money. It's a strategic roadmap to secure the nation's energy future and drive serious growth. The primary goal is to strengthen Thailand's energy security while aiming for an 8% increase in petroleum sales in 2026 alone, reaching 556,000 barrels of oil equivalent per day. A huge focus will be on maximizing production from key domestic assets like the Erawan and Bangt fields in the Gulf of Thailand. This investment ensures a stable energy supply for the country for years to come. Now, let's dive into the numbers. The budget for 2026 alone is set at over 253 billion baht, or about $7.7 billion US. The lion's share of this, around $5.1 billion, is capital expenditure, primarily to boost production from current projects, both at home and abroad. Crucially, a huge chunk of over $3.6 billion is earmarked for expanding international operations in key regions like Malaysia, Oman, and Algeria. This ensures long-term revenue streams and sustained growth beyond domestic fields. PTTEP is also accelerating its exploration activities with a $101 million budget dedicated to finding new resources in promising locations across Thailand, Malaysia, Myanmar, and the UAE. This forward-looking approach is vital for long-term supply security. But this plan isn't just about oil and gas. It's heavily focused on the energy transition. PTTEP is pushing hard towards its net zero goal by 2050. The company has set clear targets to reduce greenhouse gas intensity by 30% by 2030 and 50% by 2040, compared to its 2020 levels. A significant part of the budget, over $118 million US, is dedicated to greenhouse gas reduction initiatives. This includes the groundbreaking Carbon Capture and Storage, or CCS's project at the Arthit field in the Gulf of Thailand, which is designed to capture and permanently store emissions underground. In summary, PTTEP's 1.09 trillion baht plan is a bold, dual strategy. It's about securing traditional energy sources to power Thailand's economy, while aggressively investing in the technology needed for a sustainable future. The company is committed to not just growth, but creating sustainable value for all stakeholders, balancing today's needs with tomorrow's challenges. What do you think of this massive plan? Leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more energy and investment insights.